Will we see the return of Thor in the Loki series? The threat of Kang the Conqueror is one that could destroy the existence of the multiverse, and only the Avengers could stop him. However, each of them is separated by the universe, some fighting villains on the quantum level, and others in the darker regions of the galaxy. It would seem that a character is needed to act as Nick Fury and bring the most powerful entities in the universe back together to create a version of the Avengers that will stand up to Kang. In this video, we'll be talking about how Thor's return to this universe will be like, how he'll join the fight, and his reunion with his brother Loki at the end of this season. And if you like everything related to Loki's universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. The first thing we must understand is where Thor is nowadays, since all this temporal problem is confusing enough to know where everyone is. The Thor we saw in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline is currently playing the role of the adoptive father to Little Love. And the last time we saw him, it was in the movie Thor, Love and Thunder. After a great battle against Gorr the God Butcher, Thor was reunited with his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who had become the mighty Thor. Together they fought Gorr, but by destroying his sword, they also caused Jane to lose her powers and begin to die. Although Thor wanted to stop Gorr from entering the gates of eternity, he decided to stay by Jane's side in her last moments of life, prioritizing love over revenge. Jane dies in Thor's arms, and her soul ascends to Valhalla. Gorr was also dying, and resurrects his daughter Love, instead of wiping out all the gods. Thor promised to take care of Little Love after Gorr's death. The film ends with Thor training Love in combat, and raising her as his daughter. Together they become the team Love and Thunder, defending the innocent in battles across the galaxy. Now Thor fills the role of her father. Thor's life has been plagued by family tragedy since his early days. As a child, he suffered the scorn and high expectations of his father Odin. Then he helplessly witnessed the death of his mother Frigga at the hands of Malekith. This complicated relationship with his brother Loki has also brought him much pain. Despite the rivalry and betrayals by the god of mischief, Thor always held out hope that Loki would change for the better. But Loki was always selfish and wanted to gain maximum power. However, we saw a small change of heart when Loki sacrificed himself to save his brother in the face of Thanos' clutches. If that wasn't enough, Thor witnessed the total destruction of his home Asgard at the hands of the relentless Surtur. And subsequently, he couldn't stop Thanos from annihilating half the population of the universe, including many of his friends and fellow Asgardians. So much loss and tragedy plunged Thor into a deep depression. The god of thunder isolated himself for a while from his heroic duties, neglecting his physical and mental health. But he eventually managed to rise above, regain his form, and join the Avengers to reverse Thanos' snap. Now, after finding a new purpose in caring for Little Love, Gorr's daughter, Thor has a chance to rebuild his life. But the threat of Kang the Conqueror puts the universe at risk again. Thor might try to stay out of it, but it is not in his nature to ignore those who suffer, even more so if it is his brother who asks him to do so. There is the possibility that Kang could end up kidnapping and killing Love, which would lead Thor to team up with Loki to rescue her. In this case, Loki would be her adopted uncle, who would share much of her history. Just as Love is the daughter of a villain, so was Loki. If Kang were to capture Little Love, perhaps he could do so to add her to his ranks, since she also hides cosmic powers. Although Thor will most likely end up joining Loki, simply because his brother makes him understand that the danger of Kang is far worse than that of Thanos. Thor knows how destructive Thanos was, and the trouble he caused by not cutting off his head from the start. Thor had a chance to stop the crisis in his timeline once and missed it. I don't think he will make the same mistake again. When Thor understands the magnitude of the danger Kang represents, he will help Loki gather the Avengers and face this threat. Thor still regrets not stopping Thanos when he could. That decision unleashed the tragedy that claimed billions of innocent lives. The god of thunder bears the guilt of not acting in time to prevent so much devastation. That is why, faced with the threat of a new conqueror like Kang, this time Thor would choose to confront him directly. Aware of Kang's destructive potential, he would wield his Stormbreaker axe to stop him without hesitation. In this multi-dimensional and temporal battle, Thor would see Loki as a vital ally, for his adopted brother understands the gravity of the danger. Together, the sons of Odin would attempt to reunite the scattered Avengers, convinced that only their combined powers could defeat Kang. Thor would surely be the first Avenger to join Loki in this mission, later joined by others such as Doctor Strange. It is rumored that in Episode 3, Loki will seek the help of another He Who Remains variant to stop the temporal crisis. But this could end up creating the villain himself, trapping Loki in a paradox. Only the Avengers together could solve this loop and defeat the great threat. The perfect ending would be Loki visiting Thor to warn him about Kang and proposing to restore the Avengers, paving the way for the ultimate battle against the Conqueror in Avengers: Dynasty of Kang. But tell me, what are your thoughts? Will we see Thor at the end of this season? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.